Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, I have a question for you. You guys can leave it in the comments field. What's the best way to defeat a gun controller in a gun control versus gun rights argument? The answer? Let them talk, because they're going to defeat themselves as they go down their route of explanation. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I have a perfect case in point in a congressional hearing in the Judicial Committee where the high-waisted fiend, Jerry Nadler himself, dealt a death blow to gun control, particularly around the assault weapons bans now and in the future, in a simple response that he thought he was being very clever. However, this will come back to haunt every single gun controller across the nation. That's what we're going to talk about. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one. Everything is linked in the description box below per usual. And if you are new, we would love to have you guys in the fold. Please consider subscribing so we can get more information like this to you, so you can be ready with the newest intel to defeat the gun controllers as they assail our rights and we pass the blessing on to the next generation. Thank you so much for your consideration. And if you guys haven't seen that 9-line shirt that I collaborated with them on, it's all about the constitutional carry wins that we had this year. We are at 50% of the states. We are almost there. We are halfway, and we are continuing this trek forward. That's what that shirt is meant to do. The front shows all the states that are constitutional carry, and the back shows constitutional carry tour 2022, with more coming in 2023. Thank you so much for checking it out in the description field. And now, let's get to it. I'm going to show you this death blow. Like I said, I want to hear you guys on this one, because this is bigger, and the Democrats don't even recognize it yet. All right. This is from Representative Dan Bishop. This is a Republican from North Carolina. He needs some love in the email inbox. I'm just saying. Jerry Nadler says the quiet part out loud. The purpose of this bill is to ban weapons that are in common use. Now, that common use part, that's the part we're going to hit on, but wait until I show you these two clips I have. This flies in the face of the Constitution, and the Dems aren't honest enough to admit that they won't stop here. Of course they won't. But the part about the death blow is when the sitting chairman, who is advocating for the bill on assault weapons ban going through the House Judiciary Committee, he openly says, I'm getting rid of common use, and that's the point. Any court is going to eat that up in the worst case scenario. Not to mention, it's going to be destroying it throughout every single time it's brought up. But enough of me yapping. Here is the first clip. Listen to the setup, and the representative, Dan Bishop, did a phenomenal job. Check this out.
So to clarify, Mr. Chairman, you're saying it is the point of the bill to ban weapons that are in common use in the United States today?
Yes, the problem is
if the gentleman will yield.
All right, so that second person you heard there was David Cicilline, who recognized the trap that Jerry Nadler, the high-waisted fiend, walked right into. Now, that was just the confirmation. Dan could not believe he actually said that, but listen to what made him ask the clarifying question. This is what he said to set that up.
Ignition. So speak on the amendment.
Gentleman is recognized.
I would like to yield to anyone on the other side who would dispute that this bill bans weapons that are in common use in the United States today. Would anyone on the other side dispute that this bill would ban weapons that are in common use in the United States today?
Would the gentleman yield?
I would, for an answer to that question.
Yeah, that's the point of the bill.
So that was the original setup, to which I showed you first the response, because I want to make sure you understood. He repeated that exact same phrase. Dan Bishop was like, wait, so just so I understand, you're saying, Mr. High-Waisted Fiend Jerry Nadler, that the point is to prevent common use? He said it twice in the original question and said it a third time in a follow-up. Each time, High-Waisted Fiend said, absolutely, that's the point. That's why we made this bill. Effectively dealing a death blow to all AWBs, all assault weapon bans going forward, because it is now the written intent of the legislation to defy the Supreme Court. That's incredibly important. And if you know the history on this, we've talked about this all the time. There are 3 now Supreme Court cases all dealing with common use firearms, which are Second Amendment protected. They don't even care. Nadler just said, yep, that's the whole point. All proud and thinking he's a little bit of a smarty pants. I got him good. Yeah, you just walked right into it. Just saying. But Dan Bishop recognized that. In fact, listen to the follow-up. And I'm going to be honest, this guy just goes no holds barred real quick here at the end. Let me know what you guys think of this clip.
Believe me, we're going to have an opportunity to get to your part about the unusual and dangerous. We'll cover that too, because it's all quite clear. What you suggest that this bill could possibly comply with what the Supreme Court has held in now 3 separate cases is absolutely absurd. You defy the Supreme Court of the United States in the same way the Democrats mounted massive resistance to Brown versus Board of Education. So we're going to explain that for the American people in the course of this hearing. The Democrats of the 1960s are the Democrats of the 2020s, once again.
Oh, snap! He just went nuclear. All right, I'm going to get past that. I mean, granted, he does have a point, but still, wow. Anyway, the three cases that he's referring to, just as kind of a primer, all right? He's got Miller, you've got Heller, and you've got Bruin. All three of these cases from the Supreme Court down have said weapons covered in common use or considered common use, which in this case an AWB would cover AR-15s, that is a constitutionally protected under the Second Amendment item. No touchy. That's what it means. So he's citing three different sources. They don't care. They're going to say, well, we're going to defy the Supreme Court anyway. So the point of this whole video about the death nail for all AWBs going forward, you now have a judicial chairman on the Democratic Party favoring a bill of assault weapons bans on record in a committee saying, yeah, that's the whole point, is to get rid of common use weapons. That's the problem. They're in common use. I mean, like, you can't make this up. So now what this means is down the road, so assume the worst case possible thing happens and an assault weapons ban goes into effect. It goes into a court system immediately. Injunctions are started. We got to get to the Supreme Court. There's so many things, all these problems. It's crazy. All the Republicans or anybody bringing up a suit has to say is, yeah, hey guys, remember when the Democrats did an AWB back in 2022? It didn't get out of the House. Well, it kind of got out of the House, but it didn't get into the Senate, but they did pass it for an accountability vote. Yeah, in that hearing, they said that the whole point was to get rid of common use weapons. And common use is reaffirmed by three different Supreme Court decisions. How do you think that's going to go? And that's what I've got for you. That is why this is so massive. And that little last clip that he put in there, that was just a little bit of spice to go on top of the taco. You know what I'm saying? Because, wow. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.